I'm going to, thank you. Yeah, this is the CV creation and interview prep, as well as job application anyway. So that's what we're going to do today. So I think we are actually discussing about the CV creation and yeah, and also reviews anyway. So I'm going to send a link now to your group, right? So that you can submit your CV, right? So submit your CV, what you've done, but ensure that, yeah, you've actually done the CV, right? Even if you done the one with your former career, but from, let's say, March to present, you've put your role, right, as I've taught you, right? So, and I've taken like 2 sessions. If you miss anyone, please go and watch it anyway. Go on, you need to watch uh the videos actually. So, and I think what I'm going to ask the admin also is to put those videos on Prep Major as well, so that you guys can actually go there and watch the video. So 1 minute, I would, in a moment, I'll put this link. Okay, so what I'm expecting you to do for me now, yeah, I've put the link on the Telegram group. Yeah, so you need to click on the link, right? Put your CV in, right? Next week we are going to review your CV. Please do not send CV directly to me. So this is a process, right? So once you upload your CV, right, by next week we would review this CV. But bear in mind, I will not open your CV for everybody to see, right? It's going to be visible to myself or some of the mentors that want to review with me anyway. So what I'm going to do is like will come on a session like this, right? And I would look into your personal detail. I will call a few, right? Something that only you can identify, right? For instance, let's say you live in London and your postcode is EC1 5JB. I would just say that, okay, you live, your postcode ends with 5JB, right? That's one. And also your telephone number ends with 123, right? So for those things you could relate with, and also, yeah, maybe your email address ends with a@gmail.com. So those are the things that would uniquely identify you, which other people might not be able to know. So I won't be calling your name. I won't be showing your CV. It's going to be, yeah, yeah, it's only going to be you. Then while doing the CV review, I will be telling you some pitfalls, what you expected to see. And one thing that I can tell you, right, when I look at CV, I don't know who you are, right? Even if you're my sister, brother, or uncle, or aunties, I look at the CV based on the content. I don't look at the CV, whether you lie or you don't lie, or me, I look at the CV based on the content, what I'm expecting a good CV to be like. It's you and it's what you put in there. For me, I look into that professionally to look at what you put in there. It's like going to your GP, right? You look at what you said, you told them, and then you'll be able to, yeah, give you insight on what they need to prescribe to you. So based on what you've done, I would tell you, or whether, yeah, this CV is okay, this CV is not okay. But for a start, I'm only going to review the one from March to date, because that is the first thing that I've taught you, right? Then after that, there might be sessions with other mentors that would also look into have holistic view about the CV, right? From beginning of your career to the end. Some of you might have to have one-to-one or career talk with people to say, oh, from your career, this is what we think you could do, this is what you think you should do for your CV and everything. So, but from March to now, right, I can look into that within the time that we have. So I want you to be able to do that for now, right? But that doesn't mean that you should leave the other careers that you've run. You need to put them. But for the first instance, it's going to be from March, right? And also, I will also review the template as well, right? That have you selected the right template, which I've taught you as well anyway. So another thing that also would do, right, that I want you guys to do before now, which I'm going to, let me also share my screen again. So there's a company that we partner with actually. So, and they also helps you review your CV, right? So, hold on a minute. Sorry, 1 minute. So yeah, they review your CV and they review it based on what they think you should have, right? And in terms of HR or something, it might not be technical as the one that I will review because I will look into it in terms of technical abilities and what I'm expecting you to have based on what you've done. So yeah, so but they will review based on how the structure look like, what the ATS will use. Yeah. Yeah. ATS is application tracking system. So it tracks your application, tracks the terminologies that you're expecting. They may not be able to review the buzzwords, but I would do that. So you actually got 2 for 1. So I would give you insight on what you need to do, yeah, for you to be able to get this anyway. So I'm going to share my screen so for you to go there. So I think, okay, let me stop sharing this because it's not coming out properly. Okay, cool. Okay, hopefully you can see right now. So yeah, so in here right now, if you go to prepmajor.com, right? So prepmajor.com, I'm going to send a link to you. If you go to prepmajor.com and scroll down, you can see this, okay? So, and also this one, right? So the first one, let's click on this one. So start now, right? You will see this is resume.io, right? You can see different resume there. So you can go in there and get a CV template or you CV example or format. Just go with it. Let's look at this first. So CV template, and it will show you different template that you can use. So let's say we are looking for more than one, right? So yeah, so and you can select anyone. But one thing I can recommend with for you, right? So even if you go with the colored one, right? So like this, ensure that it is not multicolor like this one. For me, this is my personal opinion, right? If it's too much colors, yeah, I think it's completely off anyway. And also don't select, if you select this one, ensure that you don't put pictures, right? In the UK, pictures is not allowed anyway. So yeah, so you can select anyone. But for me, to be honest, the best one that you could select is just go to Word and select anyone from Word, and I've told you about those anyway. So, but if you want, you can, if you want to use this one. So the major thing is not this template, but is the fact that they can also review your CV for you for free, right? So, okay, let me go here. I think there's a bit you would see review your CV for free. Hopefully it's still there anyway. Okay. The last time I think you was, yeah. So I'm gonna check that anyway, but definitely you can actually review your CV for free by then. But okay, I think let's go back. Okay, let's go back at top CV. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think it's from here actually. So yeah. So CV review, free CV review. So if you go there and you can, yeah, do that. So what you just need to do is go to prepmajor.com, right? And then click on view CV packages, right? So once you click on that, so, then you click on free CV review. So, but after that, they will review your CV, give you feedback. some of the feedback, let me just kind of give you a disclaimer. It might be a bit similar. It might be just, yeah, kind of, what's it called? Basic, right? Yeah. But of course, I've used their service as well. Anyway, I've recommended people as well. Anyway, so if you use a free one, they give you basic one, right? So, but if you then go and get one of their starters, right? If you go for 99, they would kind of look into your CV holistically and then give you insights onto what you need to do. And that, I think that is really good. I would recommend at least if you invest £99 for you. Yeah. Yeah, on that aspect if you want. Anyway, but if you just want the free version, you can, I would say, start with the free version, then after that come in. But another thing also, we've kind of, I think they've given us 10%, right? So if you come from prep major, right, and you click and you go in there, they give you 10% off because of Blue Sky anyway. So they give you 10% off. So if you want to get the startup package or any of the packages, so just come back to prep major. If you don't go through the prep major, you won't see the 10%. If you don't see the 10%, then please do let me know. I will ask them. So you won't pay 99, you pay less anyway. So yeah. So that is one thing that I need to say. And okay, I think that is that. Okay. Any question?
Hi, Deji. There are a few hands up. I don't know.
Okay,
Hi,
okay.
Deji. There are a few hands up. I don't know if you heard me.
Okay, all right. So what's the question? So Catherine, Gladys.
Hi, DJ. Good evening.
Hi.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it possible for us to get a template of this CV you're working on? I understand there are videos, and I also understand that this might be the last session we'll be having for the CV creation. But I was just thinking if it's possible to have a template of this CV you're currently working on. So while we are listening to the video, we also have the Microsoft Word template to work with, if that works. Thank you.
Okay. A quick question. Did you attend the last one I did?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So do you think template is necessary? From what I said, I just want to know whether I didn't communicate it in a nice way.
To be fair, it's just my own suggestion. It might work for every other person, but based on my own suggestion. Thank you.
You know why I said that? Because I showed you how to get the template. So that's why I'm a bit confused, right? I showed you how you can get the templates. So, but you're saying, can you send the templates to me, right? When I've already showed you how to get the template. So I'm going to do that again, right? So if that is okay, right, to Word, right? Okay, thank you. This is Word that I've just opened, right? So start like opening a new Word document, right? So I just click on File, right? And I got here, all right. And then what you need to do is to click on More Templates. More Templates. And you can see there are a lot of templates here, all right, that you could use. And I did recommended this particular one, Extended CV, right? You could go for Functional CV as well, right? That is one template that you could use. And Resume is another one. The last one that I showed before, right? I used, yeah, I think not that one. Okay. Yeah, I use this one actually, right? I use this one. So, and you could, yeah, just search for CV, yeah, right. So search for CV and you can see these are different templates that you can use. And I've also said that don't use the one with pictures. If you did use the one with pictures, ensure that you remove them, you remove the pictures anyway. So I said, okay, this is good. You can use this one, basic modern. And also, I have also recommended the functional one as well. So if you scroll down to the functional one, yeah, okay. All right. So this is another one that you could use, right? And this is another one, resume, this another one as well. So if you can go through the CV now and you can check this another one, yeah. So, and that's how to use. So by me sending one to you, everyone will use the same one, right? So, but in here, you have a lot to use. You can select the one that you want to use. So yeah, hope that is okay.
Yeah, that works. Thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Gladys, please. Gladys.
Yeah. Thank you, Deji. My question is it necessary that we write our home address on the CV? That is one. Another one is how many pages would you recommend for the CV to be? How many pages?
Okay, all right, cool. So in terms of home address, yeah, I'll tell you my CV has got its own home address, and I can tell you that, yeah. So, but one thing is, what do you stand to lose by not putting the home address, right? So one, this disadvantage, right, is that they might not call you for some jobs that is very, very far. For instance, if you live in London and then there's a role in, let's say, Edinburgh, right? They might not call you. Even though with that as well, even though I put my address in London and they still call me for some roles in Scotland anyway. Now, if you don't put your address, there's more disadvantages. I will tell you why, right? In this era of remote working, right, it means that you can work anywhere. So it means that even though you're in London, you can work in Scotland. You can work anywhere so that they don't look at the address. But however, the address helps them to know that you are in the UK, right? You are not in Nigeria, you're not in Ghana, you're not in US. Do you get it now? You've got a UK address, right? So which is good, right? Because of that. So, and they might not even want to look at it and say, okay, yeah, okay, this person is far. But the fact that you are resident in the UK, it helps them. So, but you might not put the full address. You might, let's say your address is number 5. Let me share the one that we did last time so that you can get a sample of what we are talking about.
Deji, can I just use United Kingdom?
It doesn't make anything, right? Anyone can put United Kingdom. So, or what do you stand to gain or to lose by putting address? Someone is going to knock on your door, or what do you get? I don't get the fear. Do you get it now?
I'm just looking at safety, but then yeah.
I think it might be a preference thing, because I've heard before some people say not to put their address so they don't discriminate. So it could be like either or, I don't know.
Discriminates against.
And like you rightly said, if you live in, for instance, you're in Birmingham and the job is in Scotland, yes, it might be remote, or you have to be in the office twice a week, twice in a week, and that job you may not get the offer. So that's just one of the disadvantage. But if we use United Kingdom, and that shows the person, and then with the phone number would definitely show you in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the issue, right? United Kingdom doesn't mean that, for instance, if I'm looking for someone in Edinburgh and you put United Kingdom, you think I'm going to call you as well, if what you are running away from. Do you get it now? It doesn't solve the problem, right? The fact that you put United Kingdom doesn't mean that if I'm looking for someone local, you are not going to be called anyway. Do you get it now?
Yeah, so then you shouldn't, it's either you put it or you don't put it.
Yeah, So
Yeah.
if you don't put it, you are not going to be caught. If you are looking for local as well, do you get it now? So you need to know the battle you want to lose or you want to win. Do you get it now? I would rather put it and win the battle of, yeah, I'm in the UK, right? And this is my post address, right? And with remote jobs these days, right? Of course, they might want you to be to come to the office once in a week or twice in a week, right? That also is possible, right? But there are a lot of remote jobs, and also there are some jobs that are local. You never know when a job is going to be advertised or this person is looking for someone local to your address, right? So if you don't put your address, you lose those ones as well, right? So you just need to make a call. One thing I can recommend is, so your CV, you need to have a review every time, right? Test the water, right? See that it works. If it doesn't work, right, is a feedback to you. Yeah, tweak it again, right? Maybe if you are comfortable with not putting the address, try it. If it's working for you, you are getting calls, you are getting interviewed, then that's fine, right? So one thing I can tell you, the best person to do reviews of your CV will be recruiter. If your CV is getting you interviews, then it's okay. If it's not getting interviews, then you need to tweak it. Yeah. But I would recommend putting your address anyway, because it's got more benefits than not putting it anyway. Yeah. Okay. Adejake.
Good evening, Deji.
Hi.
My question is on the LinkedIn, on the aspect of the experience, what do you recommend? Should we put internship or we put that we're working right now? So that's the aspect I don't understand.
All right, cool. So yeah, so one thing I can say is, yeah, this is what a lot of people that have got roles have done, right? If you put blue sky, just put blue sky the role. Yeah, you don't need to put internship anyway, right? Of course, we know it's an internship anyway. So yeah, that information is not relevant anyway. Do you get it now? Just silent about that. So once they send your reference, we'll say, okay, from this time to this time, you actually kind of did this particular role with blue sky anyway. So which I think is okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay. Miracle.
Sorry, Deji, you didn't mention
Oh,
how many pages.
okay. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. So I think this is another one that is a bit controversial, or there's no specific number, right? And I'll also leave it for you to decide, right? But I'll tell you some key points or guidelines based on my experience, right? My CV is 6 pages, right? Get that anyway. Or but because of course maybe of my experience and everything. So that's one I can tell you for sure. And I've seen CV with 2 pages as well, right? Even in the that I did the interview for, and the person got the job anyway. Everything is contrast anyway. But of course, if you are looking for permanent jobs anyway, some of them might not be more than 2 or 3 pages. But if you go with the approach, right, your first page is just like a front page anyway. So everything is there, right? So for instance, if you work in one organization throughout your days, right? So you are not expected to have more than 2 or 3 pages, right? Because you mentioned the name of the company, you mentioned your roles. Even if you put 15 or 20 responsibilities, right, it's still going to be 1 page, isn't it? Right. So then that's fine. But if you have moved like 2 or 3, in my own case, yeah, I've lost count. I might have worked for like 10 different companies in the UK in the last 20 years, right? Even more than 20, actually. So yeah. So because of that, yeah, it's huge, right? Even having said that, right, I've got someone that has got less experience, because this person, I actually trained the person as well, right? But right now, I think he's got over like 15 years experience anyway. But I think 6 years ago, she did an interview with a particular company, right? And she had 9-page CV, right? 9-page CV. She had 9 page. And they actually called her because of that. I remember my wife was saying, they said, let us call this particular person with a long CV. Let us come and see what this person has got. And she came and she kind of, yeah, wow them anyway, and that was it. So there is no limitation in terms of page. I've told you, people with small pages or a few pages, and also I've told you the one with long pages. But if you are looking for what's it called, the standard one that people will recommend, or what is a standard? I would say 3 pages, it is okay, right? 2 is also good, but 3 pages is fine. And if you don't have a lot of experience, or like myself or something, I think 4 should be maximum, right? Or even 3 should be okay anyway. So, but some of us, like, it's difficult to cut down because of the experience that you got anyway. So that's one thing I can, but you don't repeat yourself because of the fact that you are repeating. Because if you look at front page, is all about yourself, your skills and everything, that's done. And the second page is where your experience will start, right? Then if you're able to fill only 1 page of your experience, then that's fine. It's going to be only 2 pages, right? So if your experience is more, right, you work in 3 or 4 places, right, and it's that relevant to your role, so it might be 3, 4, or more anyway. Hope that answers that questions. That's from Gladys, right? Okay, all right, cool. So there's another question quickly before I move to the next person. So I'm saying, Juliet, okay. So are they sending the top CV? Are they sending the CV to top CV for initial review before they send to me? So I would, the link I sent out on your Telegram chat, right? Let me actually quickly share
Can
my
we
screen.
send what we have so far without including prep major?
Oh, no, because I would love you to hear their feedback and implement that. It's going to be a waste of time for me, right? If you just send it here. So quickly, 1 minute, I'm going to show the form, right? This is the sample form, right? You put your name, email address, your role, right? Your status, if your CV is ready and everything. And if you're happy, and so this is, if you have reviewed your CV with top CV, and you just need to click on that, review your CV and what their feedback. Do you get it now? So I just put it. So for me, it's really, really important so that you got your CV reviewed before, right? Of course, it's just going to be a waste of time. I've seen people where the CV is just not really, really great, right? It's just waste of time. But I've got a partnership with them, so send it to them, use them, then from after you got their feedback, implement it. So, and this is also important as well. Have you made those changes based on a recommendation, right? So, and once you've done that, then I'm happy to review that, right? Then, because of course it's going to make your CV better. If you have the facility, why not just use it anyway? So this is, I'm not saying you should pay money at this point. Use the free version, right? So that's the point. Use the free version, get that feedback, and then upload it. Implement that feedback, because they will tell you some of the feedback, quick wins actually, that you can quickly implement. So if you want to pay for their service, then that's your call. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you for reminding me that. Juliet. Okay. All right. So Miracle, please.
Okay. Good evening, Deji. I want to ask, since we've not been assigned to any project yet, in the space of projects we've done, what the word?
Okay, that is good. I think I've also addressed this as well, right? So now it's not that you've not been assigned projects. You've been assigned projects, right? You got your team, and the PO have given your team the first mandate, right? Which is a SharePoint mandate, right? Which is the first project. So you guys are lucky. You're going to have 2 projects, right? The first one is a SharePoint, so we should go into your CV. At this point, I'm expecting your BA and your Scrum Master to have written their project mandate. If not, but maybe at the end of this particular week, they should write the project mandate, and you can look into that. Don't copy and paste what they've written as a project mandate. Otherwise, everybody will copy and paste the same thing, right? So what is the mandate, right? So your BA should be able to escalate that mandate to you, should be able to explain what the mandate is, right? So what are you building, right? Because the POs have given them this mandate, and they've told them what they're looking for, right? I was in one of the sessions where one of the PO was actually kind of going through on the what document, what she was looking for, and everything. So, and you can now expand and then put that mandate in your CV. So the second project that you're going to work on is an e-commerce project. So as simple as that, just put second project, e-commerce project, blah blah. But you get full information about it later. So, but your CV will evolve anyway, right? So this is the first instance, yeah. After that, you will need to go updating your CV as you go along, yeah. Okay. All right, Paradise. Okay, that's okay, Miracle, right? Miracle?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Paradise, please.
Hi, Deji. Thank you very much. I want to know if it's okay for us to put that we've been working with Blue Sky from March till date, because you keep mentioning March, and I don't know if that is the actual time we should use, period, or do we have to stick to like April till now?
Okay, all right, that's a good question anyway. So why I was saying March is because the introduction that we did started from March anyway. So we can still give that to everyone starting from March anyway, because we've started to do, for instance, if you started listening to us from March, that means even though you've not come into the internship, yeah, technically you've started to do something, we've started to train you, so we can actually say from March to whenever, right? So yeah, so to present anyway, so that is possible, yeah. Okay. Before I go to the next person, no problem, thank you. Before I go to the next person, allow me, how many minutes have I got? I think I sent a message to you. Can I continue after 9 o'clock? Right.
Oh, you can't after 9 o'clock because the ADMs have a session with Ayo, terms have a session with Moji.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
That can be pushed by maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'll just say 10 more minutes if that's okay, quickly. So yeah, okay. Go in row, please.
Yes, good day, Deji. I just wanted to find out in terms of the CV, how far back, like training and stuff that like somebody has undertaken, how far back do we have to go to include it? It might, and if it's not so much as relevant to the role that we're applying for, can we just include it? Some people might have done training on different, some training that might been years back. Does it go well with it?
Okay, that's a good question. So I've seen some CVs, right? So I'll show you this as an example, right? This is one CV. Yeah, it's of course just a template anyway. So you can see like that, right? So this is basically like this. This hasn't got years. Let's say even if the MB is 50 years ago, right? So it's kind of wrapped that up completely, right? I get what you're talking about. If your education is maybe 20 years or 15 years ago, so you don't want to put that in there. But to be honest, I don't say you should also lose it as well. So what you could just do is remove the date, right, and just put that in there. They won't be asking you, yeah, what year did you finish or something like that. That's one way anyway. But in terms of if it's relevant, if it's not completely off, right? Like for instance, I'm looking for IT, but to be honest, I don't see any knowledge that is completely off, right? But if it's completely off, you know what I mean, then it's no point. But it's not like I did BSc Yoruba engineering, right? But I'm not doing IT. It's still relevant, right? So it's because it's a BSc, right? So, but yeah, that's what I can say, right? Hope that clarifies it. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Thanks.
All right, cool. Temitape Kukoyi.
My question is, I have two questions actually. So the first one is, in terms of the referee, is it a must to drop a referee or can it be on request?
Okay.
And again, the second one is, for secondary school education, like Nigeria's WAEC, all those things, do you need to put your secondary school education or just start with your first degree, the BSc, MBA, and every other degree you have?
Okay.
Do you understand my question?
Yeah, I do. I do. So one, like here now, do I need to put? I went to Holy Trinity Primary School in one village like that, and also secondary school, right? So I haven't gone through my BSc, MSc, and I did an MBA. It's not relevant again, right? But let's say in a place that I just finished, right? And it's just my BSc just a year ago, right? Of course, you might, I think, yeah, you want to be secondary school or something like that. If you are applying in the UK, right? To be honest, I don't see the point, right? So if your application is, yeah, you're applying for a job in the UK, your secondary school is not relevant, I would say so, right? Even if you are, yeah. So but let's assume I went to Greenwich College for my A levels, right? And I just finished my BSc right now. Yeah, of course I can put that. Or I've not even finished my BSc. I'm still working towards my BSc. Yeah, and that's fine. But even if you haven't got a BSc, you are in the process of getting BSc. Yeah, of course that's fine. But not on when you've actually graduated from that secondary school many years ago, and yeah, I don't think you need that. So hope that clarifies that. So
Yes, it does.
okay. The second question, sorry, I've forgotten now. The second question was about
is it okay for reference to be on
yeah,
request?
reference. Okay. Yeah. So in terms of reference, right? So I think because I left that because I wanted to address it quickly. So because that is really, you don't need to put your reference on your CV, right? I know for Nigerians, okay, you put references on your CV, but in the UK, reference, yeah, on request, right? So will be available on request. That's what you need to say. You don't need CV. And also, let me also sound it as a note of warning or advice to people, right? So, because I've seen instances where recruiter would ask for references, right, even before giving you the job, right? Unless you are filling the form and the request for reference, that's fine. So most recruiters that are asking you for references, right, before giving the job, hasn't got any job. Just put that out there, take it as golden. This is coming from me. If a recruiter calls you and say, oh, Deji, I saw your CV and you really, you are good. It meets our requirement, blah, blah. Before I could put you forward, can you send your reference? That is a red flag. Instantly is a red flag. I can tell you that because what happens, what I've seen is like, yeah, you give my name. Oh, my reference is Deji and Deji works with Blue Sky and blah, blah, blah. All right. And what they will do, right? They'll call Deji and Blue Sky and they'll say, Deji, yeah, Emmanuel send your CV to me. And yeah, I'm sorry, Emmanuel send his CV to me and blah, blah, blah. Some of them will even, oh, okay, do you know Emmanuel and everything? As if they're doing the references. Do you get it now? So at the end of that, they would then say, oh, by the way, do you have any job that we are a good recruiter and we do this, we do that, we do that? But that is the purpose, right? I think there's an article I wrote which I wanted to publish actually because I've got some people frustrated because of that anyway. So, and I think the article should still need to go out anyway. So it's really, really unethical from the recruitment agencies. That's what they do now. Some of them, like, is basically the market is flooded because some of the jobs or recruiters in India has already kind of flooded the market. So it's basically like shark eating shark in the market now. So they are using unethical processes to get leads, right? So don't let them use you as lead. Sometimes you as a candidate, you are vulnerable, right? Because you are looking for jobs. Any information they ask, you give it anyway. So, and because of that, they know that. So they are also using that vulnerability to get leads from people and in the name of giving them jobs, actually, which is not. And one thing I also want to tell you, right, for those people working, right, on no account, right, please, on no account, I mean it, on no account should you give a the name of your boss or someone working in your company as a referee for someone that's not given his job. I'm not talking about the person that's giving you an offer, right, which is okay, or that is fine. But someone has not given the job, he has not even given you interview, right? Do not give any reference to them, right? I've seen people losing their job because of that, right? Because this recruiter will go to their boss and say, oh, this person is leaving and blah, blah, blah. It's been looking, and because of that, yeah, that could happen, right? And also, some of them will not go to that extreme. They will poach for that person's job. Not to say they will not mention that the person is leaving, but they will actually say, oh, I learned that they might even identify one of your employees is leaving, so we want to help you with the blah blah blah. That has happened for one of my mentees as well, right? And I want to advise you, if you don't get anything in this call, please get this. And even in future, advise as many people as possible. On no account should you give a name of your boss or someone related to your job, present job, for any reference, most especially if this person has not given you the job. It's a different thing if they have given you an offer. Of course, yeah, that's fine. You can say, okay, I work for this, I work for that. So that is really, really important. Okay. That is where I would stop on the career development anyway. So I want to kind of, yeah. So hopefully I've answered all the questions. So I've answered all the questions. So there's a video I want you guys to watch in the next 15 minutes. So, and so